What's up, people? How's it going? Been a few days. Hope everybody's doing okay. Gonna be getting into some advanced technology from our Type 3 society, and that's what we're gonna be getting into it. And how did they control their environment when it came to these horrific hurricanes? Alright, what we got here today? We got hurricane control with pyramids and moon. So we're going to be using the pyramids and the moon to steer these hurricanes away from highly populated areas in our world. So Type 3 society used pyramids and the moon to control hurricanes. That's right, the last people that were down here knew a little bit of something on how to control their environment without polluting and causing problems. Alright, right off the bat here, we're going to get into a little bit of my technology with pyramids and volcanoes in alignment. And the big ones here are, we have Hawaii lining up with Giza, Pyramid Sun in Mexico lining up with Mount Sageria, and the one that we're going to be concerned with today is Bermuda and the Shen Pyramids in China. So the Shen Pyramids in Xi'an, China. My voice goes all over the place. I'm not making fun of anybody. Just the way my voice rolls. So, anyways, Bermuda. So Bermuda and the Shen Pyramids. Now Bermuda is made up of two super calderas, and you know, there's a reason that every large cluster of pyramids on the planet line up with volcanoes, because they used to do some gravitational lensing with the moon's gravitational field, and they still do. Not used to, but they still do. Some work better than others, but we'll get into that in a few seconds. There it is, the moon. It's got images on the moon. There's actually 5 images on the moon here. You can't really see this moon's not that good. But you go check out my other videos and you'll see that there are 5 significant images on the moon that have of great importance with today's world and our existence on the planet Earth. You have the claw, which represents the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere of the moon, and you have the goatfish, which is Capricorn, which is in the southern hemisphere of the moon. So I'm bringing, you know, this is what I do. I bring forth the Type 3 society, knowledge. You know, it's obvious to me. You know, it makes sense. It's relative. You get into it, it just all falls into place. It's not real. You don't really have to go out on a limb to believe in this stuff. It's right there. It's physical evidence right before your eyes. So I'm here to challenge your belief, or you know, the people that this stuff is new to, or you know, elevate your understanding of what it is that these people are into. They're all our ancestors. You know, they was human beings, every last one of them. All right, here's a pyramid with a, you know, some kind of a vortex around it. You know, it's in the middle of an eye. So we're going to get into the you know, subatomic particle world of pyramids, and you know, gravitons and photons and neutrons and protons and you know, utons. So anyways, moving right along here at speed of sound. This here is the Bermuda High, and this is what's causing the you know, the hurricanes that come off of West Africa, Cape Verdes, and allow them to hit U.S. cities, mainland, you know, mainland in the United States. I'm targeting this particular geographical area because this is where I live. I'm pretty concerned about it. I'm concerned about everybody else too. So there's pyramid and volcano alignments that tie into, say, Sumatra subduction zone, that area of the world where you know, you get China, not China, you know, Japan, and the Philippines, and Sri Lanka, and a lot of other people that deal with typhoons and high wind, you know, similar to hurricanes. They're just named different. But anyways, we get into that. No, I don't want to get off topic, but what we're getting into is the Bermuda High and how to control your Bermuda High. Here's a little GIF. You show the Bermuda High basically goes from the Azores over to Bermuda. And this high basically, you know, for what the readings we have and the technology that we're using, with, you know, we use we're just using millibars, you know, sea temperatures. But there's other things going on besides that. There's the moon's alignment. Now, if you go and check out, you know, Google hurricanes, you know, history of hurricanes that hit the U.S., and you'll see that there's every 9.5, 10 years there's a lull. There's no hurricanes that actually hit the U.S., and it's a very low, if no hurricanes at all in that particular time. Point being, that follows the moon's metonic cycle, which is an 18.5-year cycle. So, you know, 9 years, 99 is 18, you know, 9.25 years, it's, you know, 18.5 years. So, yeah, so it's like clockwork. You go look at these dates every 8, 9, 10 years, 9 to 10 years is just dead in the water. So, listen up, day traders. If you're a day trader out there, and make no mistake about it, the people that run that market that you lose your money in every year know about this metonic moon cycle. They've been known about it for thousands of years. So, you know, you might want to pay attention and watch the rest of this here video. Sorry about doing my dumbass accents. But anyways, okay, super calderas 1 and 2 that make up the Bermuda Island. And Shen Pyramids in China that align 180 degrees away from Bermuda and on the same approximate latitude. So what's changed? I mean, yeah, we get climate change, you know, which is it's just you know, we're in the interglacial period. The whole interglacial period is one giant climate change. You know, you're going from an ice age to peaking out in thermal temperatures on Earth. So that's 13,500 years, which we're at right now. And you know, you look at the ice samples, that means we're going back into an ice age, which is another climate change, going from hot and toasty to cold and frozen. So we're either going in, up or down on the planet, and that's just the way it is. That's how it was designed. It was designed this way to protect itself from overheating and super cooling. So it goes from one extreme to the other. And the moon controls all of it, you know, based on the ice-water ratios. Check out my other videos. We'll get into that later. All right, what's going on with China? They're trying to hide the trees here. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can't give you. Try to hide the pyramids, not the trees. You get a better picture here. This picture's horrible. Anyways, they're growing trees. I don't know if they got a game book over there or what, but this is causing a problem with the gravitational lensing that in effect controls the Bermuda High. So a Bermuda low is, you know, a low, you know, it's a pressure that keeps the hurricanes that develop off of the West Africa, Cape Verdes, and stops it from going, you know, making landfall in the U.S. So going full circle here, you know, if you don't have, if your pyramids are lensing properly in China with the Bermuda Island, they don't have trees on them and lowering the gravitational lensing capability. Basically, you put trees on a pyramid, it's just like, you know, scratching the lenses. So you get dirty lenses, you know, you pick up your glasses, grease and oil, you put them on, you can't see out of them. It's not lensing properly. It's the same thing when you're putting trees on a pyramid. You're lowering the lensing capability. And what's going on when you're lowering the lensing capability, you're allowing this Bermuda High to come into existence during certain metonic moon cycles. So this is a problem. You know, I don't know if China's got a playbook in one of the tombs over there. They said, hey, you know, let's play around with with the Bermuda High and socked the United States with a bunch of hurricanes. I'm sure it wasn't done intentionally because, you know, Earth is filled with beautiful people. But, you know, the irony here is ever since they started growing trees, you're getting larger and larger and more frequent hurricanes with the moon's metonic cycle. Now, granted, we've had a great recess, if you will, on large hurricanes hitting the United States. I think the last ones were around 2005 in that area, which precipitated the you know, the meltdown of the markets, because the, you know, the gas and oil prices went up to $5 a gallon. You know, people ain't going out to restaurants, they're not going to Wally World, they're not buying stuff, and it just adds up to the you know, all the other stores start you know, losing money. You know, everything that relies on people spending their expendable income dries up. Companies reporting bad quarters, layoffs start coming out of nowhere. Then you had the you know, the market bubble with you know, the say the banking system and marginal lending. I like how they have lovely words to describe it, but a lot marginal lending, and you know, that just precipitated a huge crash. You know, the Great Recession. And you know, we're finally digging out of it, and here we go again. So the oil price is going to be going up because the refineries are going to get socked this whole season. But that being said, you can control the Bermuda High with the Shen Pyramids in China. You know, they need to be straightened out a little bit. Maybe another face job. You know, exterior work. You know, police it up a little bit. Maybe put some stone on the outside of it. Get rid of the trees. Okay. Because that will prevent this massive Bermuda High from coming into existence. And basically, it's a giant windmill out there that you know, rotates clockwise, and it just sends these things straight over across the Atlantic right into the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, the you know, Cuba, Puerto Rico. I mean, there's tons of islands down there that just getting slammed right now. Anyways, moving right along at the speed of sound, more like a herd of turtles. This is a vortex. This is a subatomic vortex that basically drives the Bermuda High. So what we like is, you know, the Bermuda low. You know, we have an Azore High and the Bermuda High, and you know, we like to keep this thing. You know, we like to keep a Bermuda low, if you will. And this is done with the subatomic vortex that we have right here. That keeps everything, you know, stationary in the middle of the Atlantic and doesn't allow it to go closer to Bermuda. And with a Bermuda High going closer to Bermuda, it'd be best if it stayed on the Azores side of the ocean. Then you have the hurricanes that come off of the Cape Verdes, West Africa. They call them fish hurricanes. They just come right up and they go right up the central, you know, right up the middle of the Atlantic and just die out. You know, Europe gets a little bit more rain once in a while. They're usually going to get it anyways, whether it hits the U.S. or just go up in the middle Atlantic and die. So again, these pyramids are based on in place, and they line up with volcanoes, which is, you know, there's 7 different reasons for these alignments, but one of the primary reasons is to control this Bermuda High and keep it centralized in the middle of the Atlantic or closer to the Azores, so it doesn't you know, catapult these giant storms into the U.S. I hope I'm making sense here. Who knows? It's the Atlantic Ocean. Is the you know, the Azore High, and then you get the Bermuda High over here on this side. Okay, once you get the Azore High comes across over to the you know, off the shore of the United States, it just pulls these things right up. Now, this right here, if you had a low, which I like to call it the Bermuda low, if it's in that position, it would be a Bermuda low, and anything coming up off of Cape Verde, West Africa, would just shoot right up the middle of the Atlantic. Again, this is what the Type 3 society used to do when they lived on the planet, and they had a game plan control these things, and everybody got a night's sleep. They're not running for 95 coming out of Florida or Route 1 or whatever, or out of the Gulf Coast. Well, these things slam the East Coast all the time, and they're not necessarily down south. So again, here's the kind of path that we take. This is with a weak Bermuda high. This first arrow just brings it right up into the Atlantic, dies out. A weak Bermuda high is precipitated by strong lensing capabilities off of the pyramids in Shen, China, and it locks that high over the Azores. Then you get a strong Bermuda high, and then another strong Bermuda high, and it pulls it right into the Gulf of Mexico. So I'm just passing along, the knowledge. Someday they'll get it, someday they won't, who knows. But it kind of makes sense. I mean, if you can control the gravitational vortexes in that location of the ocean, you're also controlling the weather, the energy, the vacuum, in the millibars or whatever that are locked or sent in over these oceans. It's not just temperatures and the Coriolis effect, which is, we'll get into that. That's another video altogether. It just doesn't. The Coriolis effect is pretty good right up until they try to tell you, try to figure out how come, the water's going counterclockwise down the toilet in the northern hemisphere, and the southern hemisphere is going clockwise. And the Coriolis effect doesn't have anything to do with that. What has something to do with that is gravity, the graviton. All right, moving right along. Here's a couple of other streamers that show everything coming up across. And we used to follow the moon. We get the Stonehenge here, moon monuments. Track the moon's metonic cycles. You can lock them in, and you can, like I said, every 10 years you'll have a repeat of the this particular weather environment. And there's the moon right there. Shaughnessy here, and I got my books on the bottom. I'll post them. Any questions, hit me up. And I think got a few more minutes according to this clock. So again, the moon does have a metonic cycle. It's 18 and a half years for it to be in the same place it is tonight, for instance, to make a point. So it has it's got its elliptic orbit around the Earth, and every once in a while it gets into this alignment that you'll see like different parts of the the 18-year cycle. Certain parts of the world have more typhoons, more hurricanes than other parts. So it's like the U.S. is getting a breather, but the Philippines is getting whacked, or someplace in Indonesia, or some other place. It's like, and then all of a sudden it's our turn and it's quiet over there because it's on alignment with the moon. So if you don't have your pyramids in good shape and they're not lensing properly, where they can control these highs that we're talking about, they're just sitting in the ocean. They would prevent the these massive storms from making landfall. They just hook them out and bring them right into the middle of the Pacific or the Indian Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean. So I hope this makes sense. It's kind of just short notice here, but I've been aware of this for years. So again, it's China growing trees on the pyramids, and then basically the pyramids over there are they're not falling into ruin, but they're not at their their newest design shape. They could be lensing a lot better, cleaned up, and get more of a geometrical shape to them. They tighten them up, police them up a little bit, and that'll stop that Bermuda high from going across the ocean. All right, again, I got 2 books out. There Is Something About the Moon, co-wrote with Wendy Salter, and my other book, Pyramid Gravity Force, got a lot of this stuff in it. I'll put the links underneath the YouTube video. And subscribe. All right? And share. Don't forget to share this stuff. It's your planet, We're all on it together. Peace out, people.